I'm going to New Orleans. Do you guys know who Bryan Bresee is?
Sure.
Bryan Bresee was the #1 high school recruit coming out of high school, goes to Clemson, has some real adversity in his college career, including the death of family members, including some sideways situations where he was not exactly expected to be at his best. He's in a great place right now. Bryan Bresee lit up preseason. He had a spin move against the Texans on that Sunday night game from the defensive tackle position. I look at what Bresee is walking into. Bryan Bresee is walking into a defense that has Cam Jordan, that has Lattimore, that has all of these stars on there, and they're telling him, you just be you in the middle. I think the Saints are going to be a force to be reckoned with on defense this year, and I think Bryan Bresee, their first-round pick, is going to shock everybody and will be the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I hear you, Saints fans. You're saying you're not talking about us enough.
Talk about him now.
Talking about you right now. Bryan Bresee is my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
It's good.
I love it. Bryan Bresee, and you talk about the surrounding guys, his supporting cast around him, which will allow him to just go out there and play free. I want to talk about a young man that when he was in college, he was breaking records. You could nickname him just Mr. Pick 6. And the draft comes up, and all everybody wants to talk about is his frame. He's only 170 pounds. Can he go out there? Can he tackle people? I'm going down the road. I picked Zay Flowers for Baltimore. Now we're going to D.C., the Washington Commanders, Emmanuel Forbes. That is going to be my Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think his front, you have Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat. Those guys are going to put a ton of pressure on quarterbacks. Going to throw the ball up in the air. Who better to have than Emmanuel Forbes to pluck the ball out of the sky and find the end zone? You want a Rookie of the Year? Get a guy out there locked down. I know Sauce Gardner won it last year. Get another long-rangey guy, skinny, Emmanuel Forbes this year. 16th pick by the Commanders, going out there getting it done. Rookie of the Year on the defensive side of the ball.
It's pretty cool. I like seeing that Commanders logo. It's fresh. We're going new directions. We got a corner. You mentioned Sauce.
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Last one was a St. Louis Ram out of Pittsburgh. Aaron Donald was the last time this happened. I'm going to go somewhere dramatically different. And Jason, you know, you are a guy who played in the league most recently, but you are not the member of the table who has taken an NFL hit most recently. That would be me, and that brings us to our pick. It is a giant chaser of men that had us. We are at the table here, and we thought he was going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. He was going to get drafted that high. It turns out it was the Las Vegas Raiders, and this is the moment that I knew this would be the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Go ahead. Guys, Arizona is on the clock at number 3. I'm going to come up.
Hold on, I'm Burkhart.
Here we go. How we doing, Cardinals fans? All right, let them hear you. With the number 3 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Tyree Wilson, outside linebacker, defensive end from Texas Tech.
Yes, he did it. He made it. Give him the...
Oh my God! Oh. My lumbar is in my throat. Oh, that's a powerful man. Holy crap. Oh,
that was awesome.
That was great.
I need a cigarette. That really happened. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Tyree Wilson from the Las Vegas Raiders. He did not go to Arizona at 3. He went to the Raiders at 7. And there's the moment right there. When my little baby legs are wrapped around him, 20 feet off the ground. Peter's running from the table. Jamie's signaling touchdown.
Height.
I know, and both, and a natural high. Look how high off the ground my bottom is. And then we saw just a little glimpse of him on the field, and we're like, oh my gosh, Tyree Wilson is the strongest man of all time. We know about Crosby on the other side. Here he was in the preseason, just showing up and pushing a 350-pounder into the 20th row. Guys, look out. He was paid, drafted, and employed to chase Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to have double-digit sacks and then some. I love this guy.
Double-digit sacks.
Tyree Wilson of the Las Vegas Raiders, my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Love it.
The Raiders.
It was such a thrill to watch that.
Glorious. I loved it.
So I was nervous for you and excited and scared all at one time. That's why I jumped out of my seat.
Yeah.
He felt the same way.
He felt all the same thing.
So great.
May I take you back to 2006?
Please do.
The draft pick out of Alabama. It's actually the first draft pick in the second round out of Alabama. goes to the Houston Texans. DeMeco Ryans was an outside linebacker and a defensive end at Alabama. He goes to middle linebacker in his first season with the Texans. He follows a future Hall of Famer in Zach Thomas that year, who had 165 tackles, with his own 155 tackles as a rookie. DeMeco Ryans in 2006 was named Defensive Rookie of the Year. What is DeMeco Ryans doing now? He's coaching the Houston Texans. And he has a player on his roster that he could maybe create history again with and give that award himself, maybe at NFL Honors in February. I introduce you to somebody who needs an iron will this season as my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I feel like I had one of those childhoods where I experienced so much fun and love in a household that you need as a child. My sister, she did a job of wiring me differently to be able to come here and think about all these guys.
Let's go.
There he is, Will Anderson, the youngest of 5 sisters out of the University of Alabama, a native of suburban Atlanta, Georgia. There he is, getting after the Dolphins in the preseason. He took out running back, took out the quarterback, chased that thing down wearing number 51, could repeat in his head coach's history of earning Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Houston Texans. Will Anderson, a friend of the show, my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I love it.
Well done. Well done.
I gotta call out the elephant in the room, guys.
Yeah, I know
That's
what you
great
mean.
picks.
Do it.
The overall favorite by leaps and bounds everywhere you look. Plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. I figured one of you guys would take Jalen Carter.
You didn't take him?
I didn't take him.
Did you think about it?
Of course I thought
did too.
about it.
I did
There's
too.
a lot of talent on that Eagles team, though. I didn't think he would be a double-digit sack.
You even went his same position.
I think Bresee could be double digits.
Oh. Yeah, look, you got to churn raw numbers to get the Defensive Rookie of the Year. You got to have big-time sacks or interceptions or something. Guys, I just love that we don't have like a Chief and a Packer and a Steeler, and we have Saints, Commanders, Raiders, Texans. This is awesome. This is why we do it.
Exactly.
Jay, how you feel?
I feel good. I'm a DB, and I want to see a corner go out there and get it. Saul set the tone last year. Forbes, follow it through.
Yeah, the Emmanuel Forbes story is fantastic. It's a great screen. We love Prediction Week. We are hooked.